Football is back, and BetOnline is your number one information source for all your sports wagering info with all the up-to-the-minute stats, news, scores, and matchup breakdowns. Hey everybody, it's Lloyd Spence, and listen, get the latest game odds, spreads, and totals from the NFL and college football at your fingertips with BetOnline's real-time updates on statistics, news, and odds. From week 1 all the way to the college football playoff and Super Bowl, BetOnline gives you access to the best football promotions and contests available anywhere online. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. And remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's BetOnline. It's where the game starts. Tell them the Noisemaker sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. You can make it around the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. 250 flavors. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World. Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
I cannot. I have no idea how to get to this place. I've literally been trying to find Sesame Street my entire life and have no idea where it is. The best I can tell you is in New York somewhere. That's it. That's all I got. Just saying. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Well, you saw how they treat little black people when they get on Sesame Street, so you probably don't want to find it anyway.
What'd you say, Al?
I said you saw how they treat little black people when they get on Sesame Street.
See what I'm saying?
So you probably don't want to find it anyway.
You see what I'm saying? They literally got niggas in the garbage cans. You can't live inside. You have to live in this garbage can. That's how they're getting down on Sesame Street. I'm just saying, Mama Noise.
Oh my gosh. You trying to say Oscar the Grouch is black?
I'm just saying. I ain't saying he black. I'm just saying they got that nigga living in the garbage can. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, for 35, 40 years, this nigga could have been living in the house with somebody. He could have moved in with somebody.
I mean,
hell, he could have just moved around the corner to Big Bird. Big Bird was right there. They just could have picked the garbage can up, took him over there to Big Bird's place and lived there. They could have shared the place.
he could have lived over at Bert and Ernie them house. I mean, they got a whole room.
He don't want to move, yeah.
Yeah, but they got a whole house.
No, he got too much going on there, though. Halfway through that movie, and they be trying to ask that nigga to participate.
Yeah, no. Bert and Ernie was doing some things.
You don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
You don't do that, Mama Noise.
Snuffleupagus had his own house.
He could have moved in with Snuffleupagus. You know what I'm saying? You like to think like that? I'm just saying it's a lot of issues going on Sesame Street. So
Hey,
anyway, I don't have my popcorn world now. I apologize. I'm not supposed to be eating what I'm eating right now.
This is blasphemy.
It is. But today was just too good, y'all. We got breaking news. We coming in hot right from the start. First of all, how's everybody doing? Mama Noise, you good?
I'm well.
Awesome. I love it when she's back to well, Al. I love it. Al, how you doing, brother?
I'm surviving, bro.
I know you are, my brother.
I'm not on screen because I'm laying in bed. I've been energy depleted all day. So
yeah, these niggas are wrong, man. JCP, yes, get your together. Okay, that was for Al, but not really. That just you know what I'm saying? You gotta mask it right, Mama Noy.
Mm-hmm.
But I got this. Listen.
But I will say I'm so happy to hear Mama Noise say I'm well.
She's well. She's back to being Mama Noise.
It's been a week, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
But you know what, Al? She never told me I was right.
Huh?
I was right. My diagnosis of what you was going through was right.
Mr. Noise.
We'll deal with that after the show. No, we ain't gonna deal with it now.
That's right.
We'll deal with it after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, y'all, we got breaking news, real breaking news. In case you was busy or under a rock or driving or didn't even know what the hell was going on anyway.
Under a rock.
Today in these United States, y'all, the Speaker of the House was fired. So I got my popcorn because this is gonna be good. Apparently, let me take some of y'all back because some of y'all might not even know what the hell's going on.
Right.
So let me take y'all back as to what happened. So y'all know we was headed toward a government shutdown. What that just simply means is that some money need to be moved around, shifted around. Don't nobody want to move it. Oh, we want this much. We want this tax break. We want this. All this foolishness is going on. Well, to make a long story short, the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, crossed the aisle and made a deal with Democrats to make sure that there would be no government shutdown. And he brought Republicans with him to vote. They voted on it in the House. It passed. They voted on it in the Senate. It passed. No government shutdown. We're good to go. But, plot twist, some of the Republicans was pissed off. And by some of the Republicans, I mean some of the MAGA type niggas. Now, I'm using harsh language because this is a harsh situation. Led by one of the biggest clowns in government, Matt Gaetz. He said, What we not going to do is cross the aisle and make deals with the devil. So he somehow was able to garner up enough support to hold a vote. What's the technical term? I want to give y'all the technical term. It's called a vote. Well, it's basically a vote to remove. There's a technical term that goes with it, but the bottom, the skinny and the short of it is, it's a vote to remove Kevin McCarthy as the House Speaker. Now, let me say this. Is this the first vote to remove a House Speaker in the history of our country? I'm sure it's not. But it's never worked before until today. Somehow.
And you know why it's never worked, right?
Why?
Because generally the House Speaker is the party that controls the House.
Party aligned, right?
And they never,
they never turn on it. They never turn on themselves.
Right.
So
I believe we, or I'm sorry, I say we, because truth be told, you can't trust none of them.
Right.
The Democrats all voted to remove, and I believe 8 Republican senators joined them, which gave them the majority.
Well, what was interesting about the vote, Al, is that the vote was initially turned over to the Democrats because the Republicans thought, surely y'all want to get this ninja out too. And the Democrats is like, this is y'all problem. We ain't about to get in the middle of this at all. So the Democrats decided they weren't going to be involved, that they were going to vote to more or less keep them there and make the Republicans do their own dirty work. But they did do their own dirty work, ladies and gentlemen. They have ousted Kevin McCarthy. He is no longer the Speaker of the House. As we were coming on the air, a decision was made, and it looks like the next Speaker will be chosen next week. Not this week, but next week.
Yeah, they currently have an interim. I believe it is the chair of the Republican.
Yeah, Patrick McHenry.
Who's that?
So, Patrick McHenry.
Who just happens to be, plot twist, Kevin McCarthy's homie.
Yeah, he was one of the people on the list. Apparently, a Speaker of the House has to keep a list who would be take his place temporarily in the event of an ousting.
Now, let me tell y'all why I got my popcorn and why this is such a big deal.
Okay.
First of all, again, this has never happened before. We are in uncharted waters for sure. So that's number one. But number two, as Al stated, we've never seen a political party turn on itself. Now, to be fair, this has been brewing for years. I would argue, Al and Mama Noy, this has been brewing for probably 20 years now. Way back when they started doing Tea Party stuff, and maybe even before that. What was the first one before the Tea Party? Or was there one before the Tea Party? Was the Tea Party the first one? Where it started getting a little weird and
I believe before Tea Party was after Newt Gingrich, and I believe there was rumors and brewings about removing him when he was Speaker. So it's been going on a while. But really, is there any surprise to what happened today? How many votes did it take for him to get in office? So his start was as shaky as his ending.
Listen, y'all remember Kevin McCarthy had to go through 1,000 votes to get the office. Or at least it seemed like it was 1,000 votes to get the office. So he was always on shaky ground.
Right.
But still, you never see a mother eat his young.
Unless you're an animal.
Well, listen, the MAGA side of the Republican Party is animalistic. That is for sure. They don't give a damn.
But they like snakes, bro. Another head's gonna grow, be just as bad.
I'm trying to figure out, as I've had time to process this a little bit, not complete time, but sometimes the process is a little bit. Where is this headed? Because it's easy to say this is a Donald Trump issue, but it doesn't feel like this is just a Donald Trump issue. This feels like this is the inevitability of a true party split. And I'm going to be kind of candid in my comments. I don't know how everybody else is going to take it, but
I don't know if it's a true party split, but go ahead.
what?
It's only 8. It's only 8 of 221.
But it's more than that, Al. It's more than that. That's what it looks like because of the vote. But the truth of the matter is, under the undercurrent of this whole thing is because here's the other side of what we've seen in the last 4, 5, 8 years, 12 years really, of the Republican Party. Number one, Mitch McConnell is not really a MAGA. He is in spirit. He is racist in spirit, but not publicly. He's conservative publicly. And he don't really get along with the Donald Trump Republicans. There are a lot of Republicans that don't get along with the Donald Trump Republicans, but there is a fear of Donald Trump Republicans.
Exactly, and that is the undercurrent of it all. How much power do these 8 goons have? Well, and so how much fear can they impart in the remaining membership of the Republican Party? That's the undercurrent. That's the undertow.
I wonder, Al, Mama Noise, if this is not the beginning of an actual party split. Because and what does the total split hinge on? Does it hinge on whether or not Donald Trump is on the ticket or not? Or does it hinge on, because I'm gonna tell you something. The first time I saw Matt Gaetz, you know how you just know instantly that a dude is a snake? That's how I felt about Matt Gaetz. First time I saw that brother open his mouth, I said, well, he's definitely a snake. Because you can tell that his agenda is far greater than just being a member of the House of Representatives. Far greater than that. He seeks the highest office in the land. President gets whatever. But you don't know how malicious the guy is. Because, by the way, that's not necessarily uncommon. I don't want to act like that's an uncommon thing. Because I can say the same thing about Cory Booker. Cory Booker wants to be president of the United States. He don't know how to get there right now, but he definitely wants to be president of the United States. Now, the problem is you don't know how ruthless a person is in pursuit of that goal and power. And now we saw hints of it, Matt Gaetz's ruthlessness at the McCarthy hearing, because you know him and McCarthy ain't never been cool. So we saw roots of it there, and we also saw roots of it at the response of the January 6th situation. I call it a situation. Crime. Is that a better word? Crime. Okay. But now I think we know unequivocally Matt Gaetz is gangster. He's gangster. Let's call it what it is. He's gangster. Because he was the one that fueled this whole thing. So now, what's the end game? Is the end game, because is he after? Here's what I think the end game is, and I'll just start, and then I'll ask you guys. I think the end game is to somehow eliminate Trump from the ticket while simultaneously holding on to the following that is Trump's following, which is the same end game as your boy in Florida that's running for president as well, DeSantis. They're trying to figure out how do we eliminate Trump without eliminating the base of what he's created. In other words, how can I be just racist enough to hold on to the racists without being too racist to kill the entire party? And I don't think it can be done. I honestly don't think it can be done. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
And see, I truly think I don't see your analogy.
Okay.
I don't think that the end game is to remove himself or that elitist small group from Trump. I think they know that Trump is the head, and they just want to be, for the time being, in that inner circle. So I don't think their end game is to remove themselves from Trump because they hold too tightly to his ideologies, which is why they call themselves MAGA Republicans.
But see, I think an ideology can surpass an individual, which is kind of the goal for a lot of people. Ideology, what is Christianity and what it stands for
over a course of time. And I don't think there's been enough time for that ideology to surpass Trump. Now, I drive around just my community. I don't have the fortune to drive around the United States, but here in the state of Kentucky, the places I've seen, Trump is still a god, a martyr, to some of these people. I see it in the communities. I see these giant 30 by 60 flags hanging on hilltops going up I-71. So they still idolize Donald Trump. So I think the MAGA Republicans are nothing just yet. I think they are still nothing without Trump as the head.
But I don't think Trump is going to survive all of the cases.
Well, that's my hope and my prayer.
Huh?
I said that's my hope and my prayer. But
yeah, I think your hope and your prayer are valid, and I think there's merit to it. I just don't think he can survive them all. And especially, there's a great shot of him being in court the other day, and Letitia James was sitting like 2 rows behind him, and she's just looking at him like, "I got your ass. I got your ass." She really wants him very badly. So I don't know if she's the one that's going to get him, but I do believe the merits of at least 3 of those cases are strong enough to where one of them should do the trick, if you understand what I'm saying. So that brings me back to my original statement. I think they know that, and I think they understand he might survive 1, possibly 2. He ain't surviving 5. So we got to be in position. I think a lot of what I'm seeing is positioning to try to be the first person. Well, let me just say it this way. This is probably an easy way to understand what I'm saying. If something were to happen to Donald Trump where he would be arrested on one of these cases, who would be the next logical name to put in place behind him? Would it be DeSantis or would it be Matt Gaetz? I tend to believe it would be Matt Gaetz.
No.
And I think that's what he's doing.
For if we're looking from the people's perspective, and when I say people's, I mean Republican followers of Trump. From their perspective, it might be Matt Gaetz, but from within the party, I don't think so. I don't think anybody who classifies themselves as MAGA Republicans has enough support from the remaining 200 members of Congress or the 48 members of the Senate, they don't have enough support from the remaining body of their own party. They
No,
just
I
don't
don't
have the
agree with that.
experience.
Yeah.
So I don't think the replacement for Trump is going to come from any of those. It's not going to come from the Greens, the Boberts, the Gates, Getz, whatever his name is. I don't think it's going to come from that wing.
Now, let me be clear about what I'm saying, because maybe I'm leaving a little bit of room for confusion. If at this point the Republican Party has a real problem, because it appears that they are split enough to where it's or fractured enough so that there is a real this is a hospital moment. Somebody get the Republican Party to the ER stat, because it's in trouble. Because if this type of thing can happen, to think about how shaky that is, bro. Think about how shaky that is, Kiana. Your own party just kicked you out of the Speaker of the House.
But see, you keep saying that, and it wasn't his party. It was 8 members of his party.
But they had Republican on the end of their name.
Right.
That's my point.
But what would have been the result had the 210 Democrats had not all voted to remove him? It would have been loot. Is that the word? Irrelevant.
Mute
Mute and irrelevant.
Well, Cuz Noise just pulled up in the building, ladies and gentlemen, looking like he's on vacation. He looks like he's ready to go salsa or something. I don't know what's going on. But
a luau.
A luau, yeah. How you doing, Cuz?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
We're doing great. We're trying to sort out the madness that is our breaking news today, which is that Kevin McCarthy was eaten up by his own party today. His own party did him in. What are your thoughts, sir? I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are.
Looks like it's about to go down with Mama Noise.
Oh, she's in a good place. She came on and said, "I'm well," so she's back to being Mama Noise, and she's wearing the bandana. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen tonight.
That's what I'm talking about. She looks
right.
Al B, you okay?
I'm surviving, bro. I'm surviving. That's all. Let's put it that way. How you doing?
Oh shit! Any better? I couldn't stand it.
That's what's up.
What about the Cowboy?
Can you get to the question, nigga? Goodness gracious.
Wrong.
Get to the question.
Wrong show. Sorry.
I'm over here all that shit.
Listen,
shout out to Texas Rangers though. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
I absolutely hate that. I hate that we have made our political enemy our enemy of the state. It's a house divided can't stand. Obviously the party is hard. But I believe the country likewise is falling apart because we're so divided. And that good people, and I don't necessarily know if McCarthy is a person. People can't do their job for because we've made them out to be something, and that's sad.
Do you think this is I floated the idea that Matt Gaetz and maybe some others are positioning themselves for what is potentially the inevitable outcome that Donald Trump is not going to survive all of these court cases, and one of these court cases is going to land them in a jail cell. And so the logical thing is to position yourself for when that happens to take the spot. What are your thoughts on that?
I believe that's what the people that are running for presidency. Yeah, I believe they're all scared to speak ill of him because they want that base to be with them when his yeah, I believe that.
Okay, the hey Tara, is a party split at this point inevitable?
I don't see how the party can survive. Um, because what had happened was the Republican Party got into bed with conservative Christians, white
Right.
white evangelicals.
And by the way, that's where they've always been. Let's be clear. At least all my lifetime, they've been there. Yes.
Well, they really got into the bed with them back when Focus on the Family in the 90s.
Absolutely.
It got real heavy back then. But you are correct. But it got heavier back then. James Dock and folks like that. And because of that, it became a matter of, if you're working with those that don't believe like we believe, then you are working with the enemy. Our purpose is God sent. Our purpose is Christianity and doing God's will. So if you're not working along those lines, then you are working for the enemy. And once you put it along those terms, then it makes it very difficult for people to compromise their values at all.
Right.
Because now it's a religious thing, and I believe that's a huge part of what, and that's in large part why Trump married the Christian coalition, the evangelicals, because he knew if I could speak that language, even though he didn't know how to quote the Bible and the book of the Bible, the books of the Bible.
He didn't even know how to hold the Bible.
Didn't even know how to. He knew if I could convince them, which was base, if I could convince them, then I can win. And he was 100% correct.
But what's interesting about what you just said is that it appears, and Al said, well, it was only 8 people to jump, and I get what he's saying, but it does appear that evangelical base today, as of 10/3/2023, is not nearly as influential as it was before. And now there is enough ambiguity in the Republican Party to where people feel comfortable saying, I don't have to placate this group anymore to have what we need to win. They feel like there's another thing that has emerged, that the MAGA Republican, as you called it earlier, Al, that has emerged to the place where we can placate that base, and that base is equally, if not much stronger than the evangelical base. They're actually more fever pitched than the evangelical base.
Well, here's the base you're talking about. We got to be able to name it in order to identify. The base you're talking about is the base that has listened to conservatives put down government for so many years. They have been negative about anything government, mistrust of government. If you are government, if you love government, then actually you are a liberal, or you are a a communist or what's the other term? I can't think of it all of a sudden. But if
this is that socialist, a socialist. Yeah, this is that don't tread on me group.
Thank you.
Yes.
So they have put down government so long until that became a part of their base.
Yeah.
Those that despise government. But now that Gates has bought into what they've been saying all these years, that if you really have to fix government, you have to blow the whole thing up.
Which is what he's trying to do.
Government, you have to blow it up.
Yeah.
So here you got this guy that comes along who has bought in hook, line, and sinker what they've been selling all these years, and now they're all surprised about what he did. Well, why are you surprised? You have said government is the problem. So he doesn't mind destroying your House of Representatives. He doesn't mind doing that because your House of Representatives is a part of government. That's the problem.
So the impending, as Tar said, the impending implosion, what will be left after, and we're obviously speaking metaphorically here, but what is left after the impending implosion? What do we have left on the ground?
Really hard to say because the Christians are still there and they are powerful.
Are they though?
Oh, they're very powerful. The problem is they have kind of merged with the racists.
So they've had their own split.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to identify who's who.
Right. They've had their own little. Okay. Oh boy, you brought up to another place.
So it's hard to say. Now you have those the Christians, the conservative Christians, and the racists, and then you have the anti-government.
Yeah.
Those are the two factions.
Well, the first two variables have never changed over the course of American history. They've never changed.
Right.
You're 100% correct.
But the third variable, third and fourth variable, never had the political muscle to make an influence on the other two. And now that they do, now they're starting to have a voice and a face and traction. If we could just say that word, traction, they now have traction.
Well, I just want to put emphasis on what Tara said earlier, that I think the bigger issue, and I'm not quoting her verbatim, but the bigger issue is now there's a faction of not just that party, but any party, because we've seen it in the Democratic Party with the senator from West Virginia.
Yes.
They don't feel obligated to toe the line.
Yes.
And so now you have a faction of the Republican Party saying, okay, we're not gonna step in beat with the rest of the party just to be stepping in cadence with the rest of the party.
Which, by the way, what makes this really interesting is that this is not necessarily not in alignment with what is happening in the undercurrent of society already. Because in our society, we have an undercurrent of people who are saying, why? Why do I have to believe that? Why do I have to live by that philosophy? Why do I have to have only one wife? Why do I only have to, why can't my marriage be open? Why can't, you know what I'm saying? They're asking these very untraditional why questions that societally and traditionally we have kind of left in the shadows, and not even in the shadows, really, mostly in the dark. We've kind of placed all that in the dark. Those are the sinners. Those are the bad people. Those are the people trying to take your kids and blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden, they're the voters. It makes for an interesting set of circumstances, because if there is a group of people that have the charisma and the cachet to influence a group that has never engaged politics, well, the story can get very interesting now. The circumstance can get very interesting. Mama, know you want to say something other than sneeze. Bless you, Mama Noise. You okay? All right, let Cuz go while you get yourself together. Go ahead.
The reality is the United States is a very young experiment.
Yes.
Compared to other countries. The reason why you have, in part, the reason why you have dictators in other countries is it's very difficult to give people rights.
Yeah. Freedom. Yeah.
Freedom is very difficult.
Yeah.
Because once society gets used to a set of freedoms, once those set of freedoms become the norm, you still have a whole nother group coming behind us that's going to challenge those norms in the name of freedom. And it's much easier in a dictatorship to say, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
But once you give people freedom, then it's more difficult. And that's the problem with Christianity. Christianity wants to dictate in a theocracy type format what's acceptable in government.
Yeah.
And you really can't do that. So the United States is going through a growing pains, if you will.
Yeah.
Serious growing pains, because a lot of what we believe is going to be challenged.
Well, and here's what makes it interesting for me is also because Democrats are trying to hold their side together to the best of their ability, but they're doing it under the understanding of the guy we lifting up ain't really the guy, but he's the guy that we have.
Who you talking about?
Huh?
Who you talking about?
Well, our beloved president.
Oh, Joe
He's
Biden.
not the guy that everybody wants,
No.
but I'm not sure everybody knows what we want. That's the other part. Like, I take that back. We want Barack again. We want Barack to stay in there in perpetuity. That can't happen, obviously. So then now we're stuck with the Barack's leftovers. That sounds bad, don't it? God, dog, that sounded real bad. But we're stuck with whatever's left, and now we are in the same. We're in a similar conundrum, just not nearly as bad. But the undercurrent is similar because there are those that are questioning what is really being done in our country. Like you said, Al, what is really being done? Like, what are we really getting done?
Well, the truth, I believe, is that we want an inspirational leader, someone that's able to lift up people, and that's difficult for Shuffling Joe to do.
Because that's not what he do.
That's not what he do. He's
That's
too
not
busy.
what he does.
He's too busy trying to stay on his feet, literally.
Right, literally, like right. That's true, Mama Noise. That's true, Mama Noise. The man that fell down more times in his presidency than I have in my entire life.
Right.
So yes.
And then gets up and pointing something on the ground. Ain't nothing on the damn ground. Your ass
right.
Just, I mean, come on.
Right. The ground is on the ground.
But you know, and the truth of the matter is, I believe, as a nation, we're moving more and more towards minority leadership. I believe, as a nation as a whole.
What does that mean? Unwrap that. Minority leadership.
We are tired of old white man leading this country. I believe in my hearts of hearts, this country wants a woman to be president so bad.
A woman?
A woman. I believe this. I believe this country desires it.
Interesting.
Now, listen, obviously you have a whole segment of the population that does not want it. But if the right woman is running, I believe this country is ready to hang up the hat on old white men. That's why we aren't motivated by Joe.
Weren't we real close with Hillary?
We were real close with Hillary.
We were until she effed it up.
No, she didn't F it up.
She effed it up.
No.
She had it right there locked up. She had it.
No.
And then she started doing stupidish.
No, you know what really effed up.
That's what my pastor told me anyway.
You know what effed up Hillary? Other women.
But that's okay, but that's the point. Like you went after people.
Mr. Noise.
Go ahead.
You can't be an American and not understand that history. Policies come and policies go. But you're an American woman and not understand that history. Now you're gonna make me cuss on here, and I don't want to cuss.
Yes, you do. You've won.
Don't do it. Don't cuss on this here podcast.
I'm trying not to.
Tar said Wahite women effed it up for Hillary.
Exactly.
Hillary was the lesser of two evils.
100% true.
But that goes back to what I just said. How did Hillary lose her own people?
I don't think she did.
Y'all do realize Hillary is a Wahite woman, so that should have been in the bag. That should have been 100%. You know, that would be the equivalent of Kamala losing black women. How the hell you lose black women? You a black woman. I'm just saying. No, Tara, it's not. It really isn't. I don't know why. I don't know where Cuz is getting that shit from.
What happened? What did Tara say?
Tara said, she asked, was this a no cussing zone? And I said, no, I don't know where you get that shit from. And then
I'm trying to do better because
Tara said generational misogyny.
I'm trying to do better because Mama Noah's always looking at me strange when I let them words fly.
I don't know. I kind of get a kick out of it personally, but okay. Al, do you think she? Okay, this really is interesting. Is women the goal? Is white women the goal? Hold on, I'm gonna lay out some. Is it white women, or is it true minority?
Oh, they don't want a true minority. They don't. I think a female is the goal, but I don't think they want Juan Pablo. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that derogatory. I'm just saying, yeah, they're not ready for that.
Juan Pablo.
You know what's interesting to me? There was a window of opportunity to have a minority, if y'all remember. And the country, well, not really the country as much as the individual chose not to take advantage of it. But I think had he run at that time, he would have won in a landslide. And that was Colin Powell. Colin Powell.
Oh, hell, I'd have voted for Colin Powell.
We would have, Colin Powell.
He would have won.
Would have not only won, but he would have essentially unified the parties. Because there's not a person in America that wouldn't have said, I'm voting for that black man.
Wait.
Well, it
would have ran as a Republican.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
It wouldn't have mattered. Because at the time, remember, he was a national hero and a treasure. And everybody would have said, I know he's a Republican, but he's a good man and he's good this and good that. Now, it would have been.
Can I interject real quick before you get too far away?
Absolutely.
He not only was a Republican, but he was a black man that did not shun his African roots to be the Republican that he was.
And he was articulate enough to let us know why he was doing what he was doing politically, to the point where we would have maybe not always agreed, but we would have understood and been like, you know what? Even though I don't always agree with what you're saying, you're a smart black man and you deserve my vote. We would have gotten behind him, I believe.
So you believe? So then you believe that Kamala? Then you believe that Rice. What's the first name?
Condoleezza.
Condoleezza. Shun her heritage, her people.
Oh, that's like, oh man.
Not to the extent of a Tim Scott or a Clarence Thomas, but to a minor extent, yes, I do.
Yeah, she ain't Uncle Ruckus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't Uncle Ruckus, but she ain't running to the brothers to be, keep a black man on her arm. She ain't doing that.
We need for our minority black to be real black, meaning.
Let me ask you.
If you're gonna be black and run for president, you need to have a black spouse.
Say that again.
If you're gonna be black and run for president, you need to have a black spouse. Do we need for our black to be down with black, or can you?
Well, Ketanji seems like she's down with black.
Can you be with the swirl?
Judge Ketanji seems like she's down with black, even though she married to a whole white man.
I was going to say she's married to a white man.
Right. That's my point.
And so is
Kamala.
Yes.
Kamala held a hip hop concert at her home.
Yes, she did.
Is that the same home where the migrants was the bus migrants?
That was the same place. The same place.
Same crib.
Now I'll let y'all do whatever y'all want to do with that hip hop concert, because I was like, what?
What was that for?
It seemed genuinely inauthentic, if I'm being honest.
That's not fair.
It's not fair. I never said it was fair, cuz. Never said that was fair. I said that's just what it seemed like.
Every White House, except for Joe Biden, have people to come in and do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, and it's not necessarily their music, because gospel singers were up there singing for George W. Bush.
I agree. Now, let me say this to you. There is a reason why political groups or leaders bring in different groups, and it's not because of the love of music. I'm not saying, listen, Kamala's not stupid, y'all. She ain't a dumb woman at all. So you just asked the question, does our black leaders need to be or come across as authentically black in order to make these transitions? Can Kamala win? She ain't married to a black man. So can she win? You just said a black president needs to be married to a black person.
Kamala cannot win.
Nope. Although she did just win.
Well, but she didn't win, though. She won in conjunction with, as a byproduct of.
It would be much easier.
Because she's on the ticket.
It would be much easier on her if she had. Just being honest, America. I'm just being honest. If she had a black husband.
Listen, and I understand how salacious and how raw that appears to be. I get it.
Yes, it does.
But I also understand how America works. And I'm telling you, when you say minority, because that everybody's ready for a minority president, I'm saying I believe that there needs to be a certain authenticity that comes along with that minority-ness.
I think we need to be, first of all, more specific on which minority.
I'm not sure, Al.
I don't think it matters, Al.
I do, because I honestly don't think America is ready for just any minority.
You don't think Paco Nim can run, is what you're saying?
Absolutely not.
I disagree, Al B.
I think Paco could run as a Republican.
No, he wants Habib.
Listen, let me tell you something. People do not understand the level by which Hispanics align themselves with the Republican Party. It's stronger than you could possibly imagine.
No, we witnessed that in the state of Florida.
Huh?
We witnessed that in the state of Florida.
In Florida and in Texas. Quietly in Texas, it's the same thing. They're strong in Texas. So I'm saying to you, and by the way, strong in California. So look what I just did there. Texas, California, Florida. 3 massive electoral states. Throw in New York, now you got a party. I do think a Hispanic Republican could win. I think we're headed towards something in 2024 that could be quite interesting.
Maybe 2028.
Maybe 2028. It may take longer. You're right. It may take longer, but I do believe that the visual makeup of what we're calling the political parties is about to dramatically change. And by the way, not 100% sure it shouldn't, because I feel like it should. I feel like there needs to be something in place that reflects what we are now. And we've already done I think there's a reason why Mitch McConnell keeps glitching on TV, because we need to throw that TV out. It doesn't work anymore.
Is he saying he's glitching?
He's glitching. That nigga be glitching. I ain't never seen a human glitch, but he be glitching. He just stop.
Oh my goodness.
I never seen a man just stop talking and just start shaking and glitching. What the hell? You know, he just. Mitch McConnell right now is a walking blue screen on a computer. It is not working properly. You're going to have to replace this at some point. If the Hispanic Republican is Theodore Cruz. See, I told you Mama knows you like to do it. But now Juan Pablo Hispanic. I don't know if they trust Teddy Cruz. He be going on vacation in the middle of a crisis.
Is that one that when we was in trouble?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't know if he can win, but
he's not really Hispanic. He's not.
Yeah, and he ain't all the way Hispanic. Like
what kind of not really does that mean?
Hispanic adjacent.
We have a couple of Hispanic brothers down there in San Antonio. The Democrats. I can't think of their names right now, but they're.
Would the country vote for AOC? A married AOC? The intelligence is there. She's young though. That's the only problem. She's young.
But the divisiveness, I don't know if that would be an attractive trait. She's so aggressive and divisive.
That's not fair. That's not fair, LB. You can't use the word aggressive when it comes to a woman, because you got men that are more aggressive, but you don't say a man.
Right. But I would say the same. I would say the same if a Roland Martin was in political office. You know, the divisive nature of all of their public appearances is, I don't think, attractive as a candidate for the majority of all people.
I don't think she's nearly as aggressive as she's made out to be. I think a woman standing her ground and standing for what she believes in, she's often really what they've changed words. That they used to call them bitches, but now they just say she's just been aggressive.
I think,
and I let me retract. I don't think aggressive, because I would say she's just divisive.
Well, let me say this. It doesn't matter what she is to us. It only matters what she is to the fringe elements that will vote against her. And I agree with you, Al. I do think they see her as divisive or aggressive or the first word you use, cuz. So which by the way, I don't think she's any of those things. I just think she's a smart chick who doing what she's doing and she don't play no games. But that ain't what so I don't think so. What woman can win? What does a woman president look like? Does she look like Nancy Pelosi?
You know, to me, one of the greatest leaders that the nation has ever, not the nation, that the world has ever seen was Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was a divisive son of a bitch. I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
But it was needed.
So who is the Margaret Thatcher of the United States?
Well, I thought it was Hillary, but
yeah,
they didn't vote for it.
Didn't she win the popular vote?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She did.
Right. And you're correct, Albie. I think a part of AOC's problem is she's too.
Yeah, her youth is playing against her.
And she's too pretty, because I don't want to be saying damn every time I see my president. Damn.
You mean you don't say that every time you see Droopy Joe? Droopy Joe, you don't say that every time you see him? Damn.
So who could step up in the role? Because y'all clearly said no matter how many concerts Kamala throws, she's not getting in.
You know, I really wish Joe would have picked that female from Florida that was the police chief from Orlando.
That would have been interesting. What was her name? I don't even remember her name. Give me a second, I'll tell you.
I thought she was excellent debater, serious, hard-nosed, and that's what
can't type today.
Democrats need, and I believe that's what Hillary was. And
that's what Hillary was, you think?
I believe Hillary was very. You know how many years they tried to take that woman down, and she kept coming. She showed strength.
Hillary was political and wildly intelligent. I don't know if she was the right face for that position, though. Because
people like you. That's why she didn't win. People like you.
It is not like me. I just think she had an unlikable quality.
I don't think in America's history we've ever had a person run for president more qualified than Hillary Clinton. Ever.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with that, nor do I think she would not have made, had she gotten in the office, do I not think she would have done a good job? I actually think she would have done a good job because she knew how to play the game because she learned from the best. With that being said, she had an unlikable quality.
What was so unlikable about her? Her pantsuits?
That didn't help. Them was some ugly ass pantsuits. That didn't help. But I think she didn't know how to endear herself to the common person. And I think that arrogance, I'm just being honest, bro. I'm just telling you how America thinks. I ain't telling you I'm just telling you how America thinks. She had an air of arrogance about her that was a turnoff past her financial and political position.
So we need to stop trying to elect presidents on their charisma. That's what got
Tara said it best. She said her unlikable quality was that she was literally the smartest person in the room. And that's true. But when you act like you're the smartest person in the room, let's go back to high school. Let's go back to school. How many of you truly loved the smartest person in the room?
No one.
Not many of us.
Yeah, but you wanted to sit close.
What is the last president that we elected that was not based on their charisma?
That's the problem. It sometimes can get you in trouble.
Oh, I know, without question. Listen, without question. And again, I don't disagree with anything anybody's saying. I think you're 100% correct. But my point is, we meaning us and people that listen to this show, we're not tripping off that. But that's not how the masses think. It don't take much for the masses to be offended and turned off by what they see. That's why she was able to win that's why she wasn't able to pull it off.
Well, those are affectionately called in the Republican Party, conservative movement, low information voters.
There are low information voters in every party.
If you're trying to make people, if you're trying to vote for somebody because of the way they make you feel on the inside, then you are not looking at issues.
But we literally voted Barack Obama in on that very precedence.
Right.
He said, I'm about to give y'all hope. And everybody's like, hope?
Well, I voted.
And next thing you know, he was getting elected.
I voted for Barack Obama, not because of hope, because I already got hope. My hope lies on nothing less.
Oh, come on, sir.
Come on, preacher. Come on, preacher.
But I voted for Barack Obama because he was black.
Okay, let's tread right there. Lloyd said hope. You said because he was black. Are we saying that Barack was not qualified?
Well, he was
wow.
senator. He was only a state senator and a
attorney
organizer. He was not a senator in the United States for very long.
No, he wasn't.
So he was not proven as far as that goes.
Got it.
He was a phenomenal organizer.
That's why Bill Clinton was so pissed, because Bill Clinton said, this is bullshit. Hillary got all this experience, and y'all gonna trust this damn community organizer, state representative over Hillary? He was pissed.
But look on the flip side. Uncle Joe got 50 plus years in the Senate, and he's less qualified than Barack Obama.
I don't know if he's less qualified, Al-B. I think that shuffling walk he had.
Say it again.
I think that shuffling walk that he has just turns people off. I just think that'll every time he meets another leader, instead of the other leader shaking his hand, they try to hold him up because they scared he might fall.
I'm looking at Gretchen Whitmer right now.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that one.
That's Minnesota?
Michigan.
I like that
Michigan, yeah. Okay.
She got the look. She got the intelligence. She got the cachet, the resume.
I like that one. Sure do.
She could probably win. She could win.
And she's from the right state, because we need to.
From the right state.
Right.
She might have enough cachet to win Michigan and Ohio.
Right.
If we're being honest.
Right.
Got a good looking family.
Yeah. And she's a woman. But you know who gonna win the Republican nomination if Trump don't win it?
Who do you think it is?
Ratchet Ron?
Who?
Ratchet Ron DeSantis?
No. It's gonna be that Indian lady from Carolina. Yeah.
What's her name?
I can't think of her right now.
I need to look up the Republican candidates. Y'all keep talking amongst yourselves.
Indian lady from South Carolina.
It's a whole bunch of them.
I know. I don't want to look up all of them. I just want to look up a couple.
Used to be the
Vivek?
No. That's the
Oh no, that's not Vivek. I'm sorry.
He crazy as hell. He is.
Yeah, Larry Elder. I wish he would just stop. Like, bro, what
He crazy.
Like this? Can you go sit down somewhere? Nobody wants your ass.
He won't ever get the black vote.
Not Nikki. You're not talking about Nikki.
Nicki Minaj?
No, boy.
Nikki Haley.
Hey, she's Indian.
And that ain't Nikki. Nikki is a full-on white woman.
No, man. Nikki Haley's an Indian.
Nikki Haley is a white woman.
No, man. Put a picture up.
If she's Indian, she is the whitest Indian ever.
No, man. Trust me.
First woman elected governor of the Palmetto State, the youngest governor. Born.
Jay, you are correct.
Jay, you are correct. So Nikki out here lying. Her real name is Nimrata Nikki Randawa. So that's what she threw me off, because she looked like a white woman.
Nimrata.
Shit, she might pull it off, because she got the white look, y'all. She got it.
No, man.
If you didn't know it, you would say she's a white woman.
No, man. I disagree.
What are you talking about? Now you're going to tell me I'm correct, because I'm going to show you this white woman. This is a white woman. This is a white woman.
All Indians are black as me.
No, this ain't an Indian. This is a white woman.
Sir, there are no Indians as black as you.
That is also true.
That's not true.
Also true.
That's not true.
That is a white woman, Jay Joyner. That's not an Indian.
No, sir.
I don't think that's a good picture of her.
That's her.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a good picture of her.
She's from Bamberg, South Carolina.
Well, her folks.
Oh yeah, she ain't got no lips. She ain't.
That's a white woman, man.
No, man.
She got Indian in her family.
You know what that image reminds me of? The dark, evil image they tried to put on the Time magazine for O.J. Simpson.
Oh, O.J. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You went way back. See
well,
that?
There they go.
That's Indian, bro.
Yeah, when you stretch her whole family out, but when she's standing by herself, she look like a white woman. Even here, they have whited themselves up. They look like a white family. Now, let me say this. That's probably playing in her favor.
That's right.
Because she can't throw on the what you call the thing, the rap.
Hence the name change.
Yeah. That's why she's going by Nikki and not her real name.
Like when you call IT and he says his name's Adam.
Right.
Until he shoots you an email and you see that his name is, but never mind. I digress.
You like, this is the most non-Adam name sounding person I've ever heard in my life.
But you know what? A lot of our Asian students, that's the very first thing they do is flip their name over to something American. I said, where is Maylene? She said, oh, that's Susan. What, the Susan?
She got the perfect look and the perfect resume and the perfect looking family. So I will go ride with you on this, Jay. She could win that shit.
I'm telling you the truth, man.
She could win it. I don't know how articulate she is, but the resume is strong.
Good. She's really good.
Yeah, didn't she give the rebuttal to the
one of them.
To Joe Biden's first address, State of the Union address?
She's good.
She used to be the governor of South Carolina. Listen, if she's white enough to become the governor of South Carolina, that's impressive. Because she clearly giving off a strong white presentation to be the governor of South Carolina.
Yeah, it's called a code switch.
I don't know why you won't let go of the fact that she's not white.
Just let me tell you something. She has assimilated fully into her whiteness. That's why she's going by Nikki and not Nicrum, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
It's the optic. Thank you, Tom. Tell him. Teach cuz. It's the optic. That's why we're not going with it, because the optics say everything you need to know. That is a white family. That is an Indian family masquerading as a white one.
Oh, my
and
Lord.
doing a damn good job.
That is so offensive.
It's not. Is it offensive or is it true?
That's offensive.
I'm not mad at her. Listen, it's not.
God damn, that was racist.
Y'all
Thing they used to do in the music
tonight.
It's the same thing they used to do in the music industry. They put all the albums out with all the other stuff on it, knowing that these people were black people that were singing, but they knew that as long as you know the ethnicity of a person, it's more likely to sell. So,
and by the way, she should, if she want to win the Republican Party, she should never bring that shit up.
Everybody knows she's Indian.
You are Nikki. You are Nikki until
she's Indian, but you.
Yeah, but she can't talk about it. She got just knowing it and then talking about it is two different things. Don't talk about it. That's not gonna play well in MAGA country. It's just like Daniel Cameron running for governor in Kentucky right now. There's some white people struggling with that shit. They struggling right now. They're like, man, he say all the right things, and he's friends with Mitch, and he's friends with Trump, and he is a, but he married that, but he's one of them nigga lovers. I mean, he's a nigga, and he's loving a white woman, and I don't know if I feel comfortable with that as my governor.
Well, they ain't got no problems with it being a football coach.
Well, that's fine. Coaching kids, that's fine. Ain't no big deal.
Wow, coaching kids is fine.
That ain't no big deal. But handling my food stamps, that's a whole different thing.
Oh my God.
In Eastern Kentucky. I don't know if I need you over my food stamps.
Okay.
I'm just saying it ain't as clear cut. In the Republican Party, there's a race issue. I don't know, I'm not sure if everybody's aware of that. But in the Republican Party, there is a race issue. And they'll rock with you to a certain extent, but they ain't never offered up no real minority as a possibility to be the president of the United States. There's a reason why it's been a solid run of nothing but white men for the entirety of this this United States. What are you talking about? It's not true.
Not true.
Hold on, cuz name the minority that won president as a Republican.
Hold on. I was going to tell you now. Listen.
Oh, you're gonna tell me? I can't wait to hear this.
Listen, the problem with your statement is this. You are correct. There's always been a racial element in the Republican Party, which is why most minorities, blacks in particular, don't ride with the Republican Party, because we believe that there is racial undertones in their policies and such.
Racial or racist undertone?
Racist.
Well, listen, I've been drinking tonight, so if I mispronounce it, please forgive. Back to what I was saying. The Republican Party has had racial issues, and I believe they still have it. But they did beg, in part because he was black, but they did beg Colin Powell to run on the Republican ticket. And they have had others, Herman Cain.
They didn't beg Herman to run.
Well, they supported him.
Who supported him? That nigga never made it out the primaries.
Well, I mean, he didn't make it out, but I mean,
he never even got past his own state.
His own money footed his campaign.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if that nigga ever won his district. Just because they allow you in the room don't mean they supporting you.
There are a few prominent Republicans that are black that they are trying and would like for them to run for bigger offices to prove that they are not a racist party. They've been doing that for years.
You're saying they want Tim Story? They want him?
They wanted Condoleezza Rice to run for president. And that's a fact. But she chose not to. But they wanted her to.
That was the right play because she wouldn't have won that shit.
Huh?
She wouldn't have won.
But they wanted it. I'm telling you. So I went in
Your boss said he wasn't running because y'all some racist.
So I went in my refrigerator and there was this weak drink that one of my wife's family members had over here. I think it's called it's one of those drinks in a bottle that's more sweet than alcohol. I can't think of the name of it. Smirnoff.
Okay.
Is that correct?
There's a drink called Smirnoff. Yeah.
So I tasted that earlier and I was like, oh my God, that was horrible. So I went and got me some what's Diddy's alcohol called?
Ciroc.
Right. I went and got some of that from my liquor area over there.
You mixing vodkas?
I didn't had 2 drinks of it. So
Aren't you?
You're in a good place right now. Is what
you mixing 2 types of vodka?
I don't give a damn. I'm just telling you, I was drinking.
Oh,
okay. Ciroc. And what's the other one called again? Smirnoff.
You don't even know the name of it.
I've been drinking.
Huh?
I said you don't even know the name of it, and you're up here fussing at somebody.
I
don't give a what's the name of it again?
You want?
Am I mixing 2 different types of vodka? Shit, I don't know.
You want me to text Opal and tell her prepare to just get ready? Because you're gonna need somewhere to take this energy.
Mr.
The show is over.
Mr. Noise, I don't have sex intoxicated.
Nor does he have sex on Tuesdays. Remember Saturday.
Intoxicated sex is some of the best sex you can.
And that's why he went ahead and drunk, because he knows that today's Tuesday.
I mean, this is the choices you making in life. I don't understand it, but whatever.
Okay.
I guess we gotta get to the other story before we run out of time here.
Yeah, yes.
In a weirdly surprising moment last week, out of nowhere, they decided to arrest the guy that killed Tupac.
Like a week after his birthday.
Like we were like it kind of caught everybody off guard. Like, really? Now? Like, for real? And so they've arrested him, and he's in jail. And it's what makes it weird is that a lot of people have known that this was the guy for quite some time. Like, this ain't breaking news. That's why black people wasn't like shook or surprised by any of this. They're like, nigga, he go down to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle every other week. We know this nigga. Like, this ain't new information. But now all of a sudden they have the evidence to arrest him. And the only thing that makes the story interesting to me is that Suge won't testify against him.
That's because he still got to live in jail.
Well, that and the fact that Suge is probably responsible for it.
My interest is in the implications of Diddy. I want to see how that pans out.
I was gonna say, do you believe that Diddy's a part of this?
No. That is part of the mystery. Is
that all roads lead back to him.
They already got the scenario. They already know what happened, and it didn't involve Heavy D, whatever his name is.
I think he was trying to say Biggie Smalls, but
I can't do it.
But they've had the scenario since '96,
right?
And see, none of this is really breaking news. Hell, he's been confessing on podcasts and interviews since 2016 that he had involvement in the drive-by shooting. So none of this is new. What's bothersome is that this man has been out free for 27 years, probably wreaking havoc on communities since 96.
Right.
It's
That's
sad.
the part.
Sad. It's sad.
You talking about Biggie. You talking about Biggie.
Yeah, he was talking about Biggie, Heavy D, Big
I'm
E,
like,
Slim.
Heavy D, what the hell?
He fat.
When you from Mississippi, they all the same.
So all you just gonna shame all fat dudes? Is that what you're doing?
Big Pun, they all the same. You know what I mean.
Well, that's the rock is hitting different tonight on a Tuesday.
I normally don't drink by myself, but I kept seeing that alcohol in my refrigerator. I said, let me try this.
That's right. Blame it on the
Then once I opened it, I had to adjust it. I had to put it up. It wasn't,
You had to. It wasn't you. It was the alcohol that called you. It was it be calling me. Yeah, they try to say the dude had immunity, and then I mean, but it's immunity until you, like you said, Ty, keep running your mouth. Then all of a sudden, it ain't immunity anymore. It's a confession.
But it was so irony that right after they did, what was that, Nightline or something like that on his birthday, it's almost like 7 days since when Nightline did the interview in the month of September. Now all of a sudden they have enough to make an arrest.
Yeah. Mama Noise, Jada Pinkett said hopefully this is gonna bring closure for her.
What the what?
She said she hoped this would bring closure for her and his family and everybody that's involved.
It ain't gonna bring no closure for her husband. If she
Her book is coming out. You gonna buy Jada's book?
Negative.
You'll better understand the Smith family if you buy this book, Mama Noise.
No, I'm good. I don't think a book will do it.
I saw a clip today that I've never seen before of Jada, a little tomboyish looking Jada and Tupac dancing and lip singing to one of
Parents understand. Parents don't understand.
I've never seen that before.
Right.
That was the video that came out on, I think it was his birthday, and she was reminiscing or something like that. And that's when folks was like, Will, go ahead and divorce this woman already. She's still bringing up like memories of the times we had in the past.
That was her friend, Mama Noise.
Noise.
She ain't allowed to celebrate her friend
Oh,
or the love of her life, whichever it is.
You know what, Jay? I love it that all I can see is your mouth moving and don't hear no sound.
Wow.
Well, damn.
Because you are really fussing. What? And all you see is your hands moving and you just fussing up a storm and not one sound. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we hear it go. It's going down and out a little bit, but we hear you.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know, brother. We ain't worry about it right now. Y'all saw Michael Oher is out of his conservatorship. The judge released him of his conservatorship. Okay. So the Tuohys are no longer able to control his they're not his parents. And
is there any money left after all of this?
If there was any justice, they would have to pay him back millions.
Exactly.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice if they,
because they didn't even need his money. They own several Taco Bell franchises and all this type of stuff. They didn't need his money.
Well, people say that, but the only thing better than money is some more money. So that's how people look at it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, his money was fluid. Their money was,
right.
I agree.
Money he got was checks. They had to liquidate this money. It's hard to cash a taquito.
I think it's hurtful that they was going around perpetrating that they was his parents.
Well, but it brings up an interesting conversation because the reality of it is his story is not as unique as you might think that it is. His story is basically Jimmy Butler's story.
Right.
Jimmy Butler, mama abandoned him, and he went to go live with the Wahite family and became a basketball sensation, and there you go.
Next thing you know, he's perming his hair and
putting shit in his face. But it's not a unique story. There's a lot of white families that take in black kids. It's white rescue, I believe, is the term.
Wasn't? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you now, buddy.
Wasn't Dennis Rodman raised by white people?
Same thing.
Oh, that explains it.
Same thing. It happens a lot. Right. And get it right, Al. It wasn't a perm, it was a silk press.
And you know what? I'm impressed. I'm pleased that I didn't know the correct terminology.
Very comfortable in yourself, not me. Should there be white rescue? Should that be bad?
I think it's horrible.
Andy Bruce said, how did they get control of his money? Is he special? Well, they got control of his money because they took him in or adopted him.
Well, that's what they told him.
Right.
Their own, and then he blew up. Became an NFL superstar.
We would love to be your guardians. Why don't you sign over your guardianship to us?
Yeah.
Because we want you to be a part of our family.
Yeah.
Didn't something similar happen with Simone Biles? Didn't she move in with a white family?
She did. They didn't get
Right.
But she did. Same thing with
they just took her in to be closer to training, right?
Right, that's all it was.
Okay.
Ain't that what Britney Spears' dad had, conservatorship or something?
He did. He stole all her money.
What?
I think absolutely. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely horrible.
Well, tell us why, Jay. Tell us why.
Because we as a people need identity. You know, I'm share this, and this is not the alcohol. We in the black community, we strive for. We want to achieve a level of success that our kids can benefit from it, and we tend to move to certain areas so that our kids can see. If I can see it, then I can be it. But the reality is, if you talk to your kids that live out there in them suburbs, they'll tell you, I'd much rather be around my people.
You think so?
I know so. Fact.
You think that some of these black kids who were raised in who were born in the hood in impoverished situations?
Fact.
No. Rather, no. I'm
say that. I didn't say that. I said the kids that are in the suburbs oftentimes resent not being around more of their own people. Listen, there ain't no fun being the only black kid in.
Well,
eventually they learn to resist because they too face racism at a very early age. They might not tell you at an early age, but eventually they're going to come back and tell you their experience, and it's not a pleasant one.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but here's the other side that you may or may not be unfamiliar with. Some of them, depending on the talent level, they don't necessarily get faced with it. They just assimilate into the culture. And,
I'm not talking about athletes. I'm talking about boys.
But no, that's what we're talking about. That's what this situation is.
I'm really talking about our ladies and what they face. And
but listen to me, Jay. What we're talking about is athletes. We're talking about the Michael Ohrs, the Jimmy Butlers, the Simone Biles. There are so many, the Colin Kaepernicks. There are so many athletes who are white rescued and brought into a new environment so that they can prosper, and a lot of them will assimilate into that environment and be just fine. But then that also sends them off to a path where they never make it back to their blackness.
Well,
some of them never make it back. The Simone Biles and the Colin Kaepernick that actually make it back to the blackness and have a black family and this, that, and the other, that's more rare than it is, because a lot of them brothers just go to marry a white woman and call it a day.
Well, that's why I don't think it's fine. I think look at the outside, but not knowing who you are is a terrible thing.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
You may never speak it to the general public, but believe me, when you're alone at night, sometimes you can discuss that with people that you're close to. It's no fun. In fact, if we're totally honest, I didn't mean to go here, but now this might be the alcohol. Mixed kids oftentimes resent it because they're not accepted by the whites, and they're too bright to damn near be black. So they are oftentimes somewhere in the middle, and they resent not being able to identify with who they are.
Right.
So many of them will say, I don't choose anything, which is a lie also, because you have no other choice. You got to choose something eventually.
Well, what should a mixed child choose? Because it feels like society's already chosen for them.
Well, I agree with you that society has chosen, but that's a tough one. I think more of us probably identify with whoever the dominant parent is, whoever the parent is in our lives. Probably. Okay. But that's not totally true, because Barack Obama was raised by a white woman, and he identifies with his blackness.
He's a proud black man.
Right.
With a black family. He saw Michelle's blackness and was like, I am a black man.
Black man.
He looked at that Michelle. Well, you understand what I'm saying.
Deeper than that. He could have left that alone.
And I haven't been drinking. This is just natural me.
Yeah, but I think what white people sometimes have good intentions in doing that, but I think robbing someone of their identity, connecting with who they are and their people, is a bad thing.
Well, I think white rescue is not bad if they are able to help the person continue walking in their culture. But if you force them to assimilate to something different, and oftentimes, like the Tuohys tried to take his culture by shifting his culture from blackness to Christianity. You're not black, you're a Christian. And in Christianity, we don't see color. You did see color. You saw green.
Wow.
Robbed that man blind.
Wow.
So that's not true. So to you know, I to say that it's bad that a family wants to take a black kid and take him out of a bad situation, or tear her out of a bad situation and put her in a better situation if she needs that. Because see, the problem with Simone Biles' situation is Simone got a whole mama.
see that belief, and that I'm taking you out of a bad situation and putting you to a better situation. Listen, if you poll any child that's been given away by a mother that did not have the resources or the ability to even be a mother, so she gave them away in adoption, that kid lives the rest of their life resenting the fact that they didn't get to struggle with damn kids.
Yes, but at the same time, it's interesting that in Simone's situation, she never ever lost her blackness in the midst of any of that. Like, she still saw herself as a black woman. She never was like, I'm gonna assimilate over to this other side, even though, which, by the way, her circumstances would have, I don't say justified, but it would have given credence to her doing it because she's in a predominantly white sport.
Well, maybe if she was a little bit brighter, it would have been a little bit easier. Maybe if her hair was a little bit straighter, it would have been a little bit easier.
Well, I mean, look at Candace Owens. Yeah, she was adopted by white folk. The white folks she went to school with her rejected her, but she still assimilated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how she makes her money.
Yeah, but she can't be happy on the inside because she has an identity crisis. And that's facts.
Yeah, but them 7 zeros tend to make that identity crisis go all the way.
Hey, Mr. Money ain't everything now. Shit. Once you'd have bought you 1 or 2 Porsches and 1 or 2 Bentleys.
I'm saying in her mind, she has replaced love with finances.
Identity is extremely important.
Huh?
Identity is extremely important.
Oh, it's very important. It's something you can't run from. You can't hide from. You can't buy it away. You can't wish it away.
And I would agree with you, Jay, that her vitriol comes from her struggle internally with her identity.
Yeah. 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. Man, what a show today. I mean, this has been really good. I don't know if I want to deal with the Kanye West thing. Let's just save that for another day. It's not even really that good of a story if I think about it. Just a public service announcement to all you YouTubers out there who watch this on the rewatch. If you're one of those YouTubers that make your money by doing these little pranks, I'm gonna run up on you, do this little prank, you better stop that shit. You get your ass killed. And in this particular court case, where the YouTuber, y'all hear about that? The YouTuber who you can unmute Mama Noise. The YouTuber who tried to run up on this dude, the pizza delivery dude, and tried to pull a prank, and the dude shot him in his chest. And then the court was like, "Nah, man, we ain't gonna find this little dude guilty. You ran up on him playing game, and self-defense. He shot you in your chest. What have you learned?
We don't rob the pizza man.
Well, you don't play games like this. I'm surprised there are not more of these YouTube prank dudes that don't get.
Oh yeah. Listen,
or killed.
See, I think they've been misled by all this other, like when we used to watch Ashton Kutcher do what was that show called? Ashton Kutcher show. You just got whatever. Anyway, I forgot the show. And the point is that okay, what they failed to realize is that Ashton had planned all these other different things. Thank you, Sora.
I said punk. You don't be listening.
No, I didn't hear you. You got punked, and so, but he planned out all this other stuff, and he got a team of people to ensure that nothing goes wrong, or when things start to escalate, to go in and de-escalate, or to go in and so it's a whole.
And by the way, Mama Noise, even with all that planning, if you go back and watch some of the seasons, she still escalated.
Right.
I remember one time he tried to punk The Rock, and The Rock almost killed somebody. He was gonna kill that dude. And listen, it's a dangerous thing. It ain't. I get why people do it. I get the so-called humor of it, but it ain't funny to everybody. And I'm just saying, I wouldn't play that game if I was these young kids. Especially like you said, Mama, you ain't got no team of people to protect you.
I mean, you thinking that all we got to do is just run up on somebody, play the game, and then say, "Oh, we was just kidding." The people that you run up on, and you're thinking that you get more views and stuff because this person is totally unsuspecting. You discover that, look, folks will hurt you because they think they're protecting themselves.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. What's that, Al?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I'm just saying, once your adrenaline shoots to a level 20, just because you say, "Oh, it's a camera, it's a prank," that don't mean I'm gonna come back down.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, anyway, that's all we got for you today. No show on Thursday. We'll do a replay on Thursday for those. If you like today's show, just tell somebody to watch it on Thursday. It'll be playing on Thursday. I'm with you, Tara. I'm not a good candidate either. I'm probably gonna choke you out. And you're like, "Hey, it's a prank. Oh man, my bad, bro." Well, I'll forgive you when you wake up. That.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
If it's me or you, it's gonna be you. So
then I'm gonna laugh about it.
Yeah. All right, listen. Couple of church announcements. Number one, the scoring sheet for the greatest hip hop song of all time is complete. If you'd like it, I can email it to you. I'm trying to create a link that I can put on the page where people can just click it and go right to it, but we have some issues with that. But if you like it, I can send it to you, and then you just email it back to me or whatever. Tara, you should check your email. I sent you a scoring sheet. Actually, everybody here needs to check the email because I sent you a scoring sheet. And just send it back, and then we'll go. And then this weekend we start a new group of votes. And well, just watch the video. Eric B and Rakim a group?
I think it's more of a duo.
I struggle with that. Like Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's a group. That's not a group, is it? But two of them.
Not to me.
But Talib Kweli and Mos Def, they call themselves Black Star.
But how can you? I'd say anything more than one because now all of a sudden it's just three TLC because there's a third person. Now it's a group.
That's where I was going with it, Al. Like, what makes a group is if because Outkast technically is a group. So I guess we got to include Eric B and Rakim.
Well, I wonder, does it have anything to do with, like, for instance, Eric B and Rakim? They specify that just there are two individual names. Outcast is called Outcast. It's not called Big Boy and
Andre.
So
is it? But it can't be based on what you call yourself. I don't know, cause your boy is a group like Guru and Premier, Gangstar. That's a group.
Well, because they don't call themselves an individual thing, they call themselves a Gangstar.
So because he said DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, that's not a group.
That's what
TLC was just their initials. T-Boz, Lift Eye, and Chill.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to.
I think TLC is a group.
I think all of them are groups. I think if you got two or more, you're a group.
Okay.
I think you are. I think we are. That's what I just hadn't thought about it until tonight when I saw the list, and I was like, I think of Rakim. The only reason I brought up Eric B and Rakim is because Eric B don't seem like he do nothing. Like he's the
DJ.
Yeah.
Oh, so Salt and Pepper and Spinderella was just
but she didn't produce the track though. Like I'm saying, if Eric B produced all those tracks, if Eric B produced all those tracks, then I'm gonna give him a stall him out and say he's part of the group.
Art Dickens.
Like DJ Jazzy Jeff produced the track. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to let them be groups, whether we like it or not. But that's what's going down this Saturday. We're gonna try to get as much of that done this weekend as we can, because it's just, we know who the groups are. We probably just got to put them in an order of some sort and then go from there. But we may not get done. We'll see. We had fun this last weekend. I don't know if y'all saw the show, but it was fun. We had a great time. Shout out to everybody, Mr. Uncorked Wine, Ron, who's in the building. Everybody, we just had a ball, so it was fun. Tomorrow, the rest of the church announcements. Of course, we got the 5 tomorrow, so don't miss that. I can admit, it's gonna be a long season for my football team. It'll be a long ass season.
Why you say that? What happened?
They are terrible, man.
Oh my gosh.
It's bad.
That's a loaded question.
It's bad. I can't say that around Cuz an asshole. He gonna just keep, but I'll say it in front of you. It's bad. So,
oh gosh.
But thank God for my Rangers who made the playoffs and won today, and on Believe in the ACC this weekend. Man, that's gonna be nice. We got a huge game coming up this weekend with Louisville and Notre Dame. And this could be Louisville's coming out party.
Boy, boo.
I think Louisville can beat them. I think Louisville can beat them. But we'll get into that on
I'm putting all my marbles in UK beating Georgia.
What?
That's what I want to have.
You have more confidence in UK beating Georgia than you do in Louisville?
Absolutely not. I don't think neither one of them stand a chance, but I would be more enthused. And then maybe that's because I'm a Notre Dame fan as well, but I would be more enthused with UK beating Georgia than Louisville beating Notre Dame.
Hold on, Tar. What'd you say? Number 52 is family. You're going to make me go look up who number 52 is. Because the Seminoles are balling right now. Man, they look unbeatable. But hold on, though. You got me curious now who number 52 is.
They look unbeatable until they only beat Boston College by 2.
She just told you who it is.
Robert Scott Jr. I don't know him. I have to see what he do. But they play him. They killing it. All right, shout out to the Seminoles. Charlie Ward Seminoles. All right, we gotta get out of here. Y'all have a what you say? Watch yourself about Notre Dame. Ron, are you more Notre Dame than you are Louisville?
Apparently.
He showed stood up for him, didn't he?
Yeah,
he took his whole chest out.
He drew the line.
He stuck his whole chest out. I saw him when he did it. And Ron, you are correct. I think my season is gonna be better than your season, but just slightly, not by much.
Both of y'all trash.
Wow, he said, "Yeah, I didn't know that, Ron. I learned something after all these years. I learned something new."
Listen.
Almost 30 years of friendship. I just learned something. Well, no, 30 years of friendship plus, and I learned something new today. I'm tripping. All right, and Al, y'all might be trash too while you playing.
Okay.
Y'all might just have a great defense, just not, we'll see. We'll see this weekend. But anyway, y'all, that's the noise schedule. Govern yourselves accordingly. Know your noise schedule. We out of here. Hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. Just be good and be good to each other. Peace.
We're talking noise.